The game world of Heavenly Awakening is bizarrely invaded, with death reigning as the leader of the wicked. After a mysterious attack, humanity's last defenses crumble effortlessly. Somo cannot fathom why a game could bring such horror to reality. No one can escape this catastrophe. They are the last heroes, among them is Somo. Confronted by death yet unable to alter the desperate fate, Somo feels as insignificant as a speck of dust. Though humanity has lost all hope, he remains resolute to rise and fight back. Even if it means death, he wishes to perish like a great figure. Somo's only hope is to exchange his life for a perfect ending. However, reality is cruel. He is fundamentally no match for death. Despite his unwillingness, he can only accept his fate. Yet, in the moment he is about to lose consciousness, the system grants him a unique path to rebirth. Instantly, Somo, in the college exam room, stands up and screams, "I will not accept this." His cry leaves everyone in the exam room stunned. Principal Van Singh immediately berates Somo. "What are you shouting about? You a failing student, dare to take the college entrance exam and still refuse to accept your fate." Somo's mind suddenly spirals into chaos. "I'm not dead." Somo realizes he has been reborn 10 years into the past, on the day of the Heavenly Awakening. He immediately reaches into his pocket, and indeed, he clutches a round ring, leaving him dazed. The Heavenly Ring has returned with him. The Heavenly Ring is a gateway to the game world. Could it be possible for me to enter the game first? While Somo is lost in thought, the principal, enraged, strides over and scolds him to leave. But Somo displays disdain and mockery. "Shut up, you worthless piece of trash. What right do you have to demand respect? I remember Teacher Tun from the world of brush and sword. You are nothing but a traitor who betrayed his students." After that, Somo ignores the principal's insults. He turns away, declaring, "What exam? I'm heading to play the Heavenly Awakening." Seeing Somo walk away, a group of students immediately starts whispering, "Somo is so cool. He dares to abandon the college entrance exam and defy the principal. Once the exam is done, I'll join him in playing the Heavenly Awakening." In 2046, the new simulation system, Heavenly Awakening, quickly spreads across the globe. From the leaders of empires to ordinary citizens, nearly everyone becomes immersed in Heavenly Awakening. The game has infiltrated every aspect of life. In-game currency can be exchanged for cash, weapons can be traded for luxury cars. Even nations conduct transactions through Heavenly Awakening. Some individuals become wealthy overnight thanks to the system, while others lose everything, falling into an endless abyss. Yet nothing can halt the tide of Heavenly Awakening. No one could foresee the monstrous events that would follow. One day, the horrors from the game spill into reality, plunging humanity into cultural wars and collapsing civilization. In the face of this calamity, humanity finally united to fight for survival. Despite the fact that human strength seems utterly insignificant against the divine and demonic forces of the game, they refuse to abandon hope. When the sunlight faded and all hope was lost, Somo sighed, recalling the past. Though he may be the last man standing in battle, being reborn gives him faith in a brighter future. The light of humanity will always shine bright. Soon after, Somo hurried home, only to find it empty. He quickly discovered a note from his father about leading a research team on an expedition. Reading the note, his gaze hardened with determination. This time, he would definitely save his parents. Somo returned to his room and equipped the celestial ring. Staring at the ring, he couldn't help but be captivated. Having acquired the celestial ring before the game launched meant he could enter the game early. If he could successfully log in an hour early compared to the real world, perhaps he could change the wheel of fate. Somo spun the black orb in the center of the ring 3 times, and a 3-dimensional image immediately appeared. His senses tingled with perfection as he connected and successfully logged in. Somo's heart raced wildly. "My second journey in the celestial realm begins now." At that moment, an image of an elderly man bathed in golden light appeared before him. "Welcome to the celestial realm. Currently, you are in the Great Nation area of the Celestial Blue server. The future of humanity rests in your hands, brave warriors. Choose your professions wisely. The available classes are warrior, mage, sorcerer, assassin, archer." Somo decisively chose mage. "I definitely choose mage one day. I will transition into a versatile support character, no more wasting resources." However, the system suddenly announced an error, unable to change profession. Somo was momentarily stunned. What the heck is this? Can't we change our fate? I've never chosen any other profession. Why not check your attributes first, newbie? As Somo opened his character panel, he saw the title Mage displayed alongside his name. Experience level 0, Equipment 100, Mana 50, Magic Attack 15, Defense 5, Speed 5. Somo immediately exploded in frustration. Are you kidding me? Being reborn while keeping my previous account should be enough. Why erase my level and attributes? Did you do this? Do you have any idea how hard it is to train a mage? It's truly a bottomless pit of resources. But the guide brushed him off. Warrior, if you have an account, why not start your adventure already? Somo quickly calmed down and remembered. Where are my equipment and items? To Somo's disappointment, his bag was completely empty. No gear or items. Not even a single gold coin. He rummaged through his pockets, only to find a white drumstick. The drum of death, quality neither graded nor attributed. When you gaze into the abyss gazes back at you. Upon entering the game, he was unexpectedly given a hidden quest. However, he unwittingly faced a rescue mission. He was in for a shocking surprise. Just moments ago, Somo had reincarnated to the time before the game launched. But to his dismay, his game account level had been wiped clean, and his inventory lay utterly empty. Yet, he discovered an odd item named the Drum of Death. Somo felt a surge of anger. It had no attributes at all. Wasn't this just a piece of junk? They promised so much to the reincarnated. At that moment, Somo's body suddenly transformed into Data, officially entering the game. Then, a system notification rang out. Congratulations, Mukthun has become the first player in the world of Tiankai, earning the exclusive title for first players the fastest man. Following that, Somo appeared in the new village, automatically donning the attire of a mage. Upon viewing his exclusive title, Somo was furious. The fastest man. Am I really going to carry this title? The properties of the title appeared automatically. The fastest man increases movement speed by 20, spellcasting speed by 20, evasion rate by 5, and defense by 5. After examining the attributes, Somo's expression shifted dramatically. This exclusive title and its enhanced attributes are truly spectacular. He decided to proudly wear the title of the fastest man and pointed toward the distant wild boars with a grin, saying, "It's been so long since I've seen wild boars. I've missed you all so much." Immediately, Somo unleashed a low-level mage skill, the fireball technique, launching fiery orbs at the surrounding wild boars. However, the flames only managed to reduce their health by a mere 12 points. In an instant, the wild boars charged towards Somo. Panic set in immediately. How could my level 1 fireball skill fail? Don't be so hasty. I used to take you down with a single shot, believe it or not. Just then, a dreadful scream echoed through the air. Help! Somo and the wild boars froze in shock. Out of the bushes, a girl in tattered clothes was sprinting towards him. She was breathtakingly beautiful, her curves accentuated as she leaped like a rabbit in flight. Her alluring figure was hard to resist. A gigantic wild boar, even larger than her, burst forth from the underbrush, hot on her heels. Somo suddenly heard a notification sound. Quest alert special main quest. Hero saves the beauty, defeat the wild boar king and rescue the lovely girl, Tiohua. Reward 20 gold coins and 500 experience points. Hearing this, Somo's heart raced with excitement. My first hidden quest? What are the odds of activating something like this? Could it be that this life is destined to make me a lucky king? The girl, Tiohua, dashed up to Somo, her face brimming with enthusiasm. Finally, brave warrior, you've come. As Tiohua was about to leap into Somo's arms, Somo unexpectedly raised his hand and slapped her hard across the face. The sudden blow left even the wild boar monster staggered. The wild boar king skidded to a halt, its eyes wide with shock. Tiohua tumbled to the ground, tears streaming down her face, appearing utterly pitiful. Warrior, what are you doing? But Somo interrupted. Are you saying they only encountered the wild boar king while foraging for mushrooms and got chased by it? Tiohua suddenly looked terrified. How do you know? Somo replied with a smug grin. I even know that your little fairy friend plans to pretend to seduce me, then take the chance to eliminate me. As soon as he finished speaking, Tiohua stood up, her skin pale as snow, now covered in crimson web-like veins. She let out a chilling laugh. You know too much. Then, she revealed her stats: Tiohua, Blood Demon, HP 500, Mana 100, Attack 50, Defense 20, Speed 20. Instantly, the atmosphere in the forest grew ominous, as Tiohua's attire fluttered in the wind, rustling ominously along with her eerie laughter. The fate of anyone who dares to invade my heart is death. Die, human. As soon as she finished speaking, the blood demon Tiohua lunged towards Somo. But he was ready swiftly. He rolled aside to avoid her attack. At that moment, Somo mocked. Enjoy yourself. Chuka, the blood demon Tiohua, seeing the Beast King blocking her path, soared into the air, swinging her claws for a devastating strike. The Beast King, enraged, charged straight at the blood demon. The clash between the Beast King and the blood demon Tiohua was intense. However, the blood demon didn't flinch. She directly attacked with her feeble claws. To everyone's surprise, with just one hit, the Beast King was taken down on the spot. After piercing through the Beast King, Tiohua quickly turned back towards Somo, her eerie shrieks echoing through the forest. Now it's your turn. Human Somo, seeing her approach, hastily pointed at her tattered dress and shouted, "Wait! You're going to expose yourself." Blood Demon instinctively glanced down, but saw nothing out of place. Meanwhile, Somo brandished his magic staff and unleashed a blazing fireball. The fireball skill inflicted 100 points of magical damage on the target. Casting from a distance of 35 meters, his chilling incantation was completed in a heartbeat. Despite the activation rate of Heavenly Fire Rain being a mere 10, the Blood Demon didn't have time to evade. The fireball struck her directly, instantly erasing 36 points of her life in the blink of an eye. Without hesitation, Somo turned to flee. The Blood Demon was incensed. "You lowly human dared to deceive me. You will die." Despite her high HP and attack power, the Blood Demon had a severely limited attack range. Somo retreated while launching counterattacks. Fireballs flew in succession. Somo understood that Tiohua's dark power stemmed from the corrupted magic in the forest. He could not leave this place, otherwise her strength would be nullified. After reaching his determined location, Somo abruptly halted, standing still and making a taunting gesture toward the Blood Demon. Infuriated, Tiohua swung her claws toward Somo's face. However, her talons stopped just short of him. Unable to advance even a single step further, Suomo calmly stepped aside a few paces before raising his magic staff. In an instant, a fiery cloud with a diameter of 30 meters erupted into existence. Next, the sulfur flames rained down like a relentless storm upon the transformed Xiaohua. Though the damage from the sulfur fire was only a fraction, 50 of the magical power of Suomo, it unleashed a barrage of 10 strikes, overwhelming Xiaohua, who could not endure such a torrent of destruction amidst the sulfuric inferno. Its health points were completely depleted. The crimson lines across its body began to fade, and with a piercing scream, it collapsed to the ground. Moments later, the system's notification echoed in the air. "Congratulations! Player Suomo has defeated Xiaohua and received 500 gold. Bonus, 1,500. Congratulations! Suomo has completed the main quest, Save the Beauty, earning an additional 200 gold. With a special completion bonus of 500, Suomo instantly leveled up to level 2, a triumphant laugh escaping his lips. The 10 drop rate of the Heavenly Fire had activated at just the right moment. "Xiaohua, you will never escape my grasp," Suomo declared, preparing to extend his hand towards Xiaohua. This hidden quest was truly spectacular, a mission that would elevate me to new heights. Let's see what rewards Xiaohua will bestow upon me. Suddenly, a chime echoed from Suomo's backpack. Startled, he realized that the scythe of the god of death within his bag had also leveled up alongside him. The scythe of the god of death was of exceptional quality, its attributes awakening as the god of death's prowess surged. When you gaze into the abyss gazes back at you. This enchanting woman, the apothecary, seemed intent on making Suomo her unwitting pawn. Recently, as Suomo leveled up, he noticed that the scythe of the god of death was also advancing alongside him. He had no clue what this scythe of the god of death truly was. He had never heard of such a thing in his previous life. When he selected to view the details, an announcement panel appeared before him. Collect 3,000 pieces of frostbound from the forest god and 3,000 units of blood dried to activate this attribute. Seeing this, Suomo instantly felt a surge of frustration. Is it really necessary to gather so many materials just to activate this cage? He then helped Xiaohua to her feet, quickly seizing the opportunity to level up. He knew that these materials could be obtained in the new village by battling monsters. Xiaohua immediately pulled out a magic staff and a hairpin, saying, "I was invaded by that wretched demonic energy. Thank you for saving me. Please accept my gratitude." As Suomo received the reward, excitement coursed through him. This magic staff was indeed a rare item. This hidden quest was extraordinary. Just wait a moment. I will confirm the attributes in the new village. It's bound to be impressive. Then, Xiaohua took Suomo's hand and asked, "Warrior, could you take me back to the village? My grandfather will surely appreciate your help." Suomo instantly accepted this main quest while feeling the soft, genuine warmth from Xiaohua. Following the system's guidance, Suomo carried Xiaohua on his back, journeying through the verdant forest until they arrived at the tranquil new village. Before long, they reached their destination. The village was serene, bustling with lively NPCs. Just a moment after entering, Xiaohua excitedly waved her hands, shouting, "Grandpa, you're back!" With that, she jumped off Suomo's back and wrapped her arms around the village chief, whose face was etched with deep wrinkles. Suomo completed his task smoothly, receiving 500 gold coins. The village chief opened his mouth, ready to speak, but Suomo interrupted. "No need for pleasantries. Just give me the quest." The village chief was momentarily taken aback. However, he quickly got to the point. "Young warrior, Xiaohua still has lingering dark energy within her. We need the blood of the undead to neutralize the poison completely. I hope you can assist us." Just then, a notification appeared before Suomo go to the green forest and eliminate 30 undead. Bring the dried blood back to the village chief. Rewards 100 gold, 500 experience points, and a new mage's staff. Suomo immediately accepted the quest without wasting time, turning to bid farewell to the village chief. From now on, he needed to prepare for monster hunting. Suomo set off to find the healer. As he arrived at the apothecary, excitement bubbled within him. The reason was simple. The healer was an incredibly attractive girl with a stunning figure. If Suomo wasn't mistaken, she was still single, but had a rather ambiguous relationship with the blacksmith. Quickly regaining his composure, Suomo stated that he needed to buy 28 recovery potions. It should be noted that a small recovery potion cost a whopping 50 gold. Currently, he only had 1,500 gold, so unless he was wealthy, playing a mage was nearly impossible. At that moment, the healer suddenly leaned in close to Suomo and said, "Hi there, sweetheart. What do you need?" With a playful smirk, she added, "If you're nice, I might consider giving you a discount." Suomo couldn't help but shiver and shook his head repeatedly. No, it's fine." He wanted no part in that. The healer's expression soured immediately. As Suomo took the prepackaged potions, he muttered, "I wouldn't dare mess with you, especially with that big-chested blacksmith around." However, the blacksmith nearby quickly caught Sumo's complaint. "Who are you talking about?" Suomo immediately bowed his head and replied, "I was just talking about the blacksmith. He's quite strong. Please give me a certificate. Wishing you and the healer a lifetime of happiness." After that, Suomo returned to the green forest, seeking a quiet spot to begin the confirmation process. He knew that the confirmation process in this game was even more exhilarating than real-life bets. Soon, merchants specializing in confirmation would appear, and the wealthy would start competing. He needed to seize the time quickly. One path led to heaven, the other to hell. One path was poverty, the other wealth. Looking at the staff ready for confirmation, Suomo couldn't help but feel anxious. Then he recalled the successful confirmation notification, Heavenly Fire Staff, purple quality, increases magic power by 40 and mana by 25. The magical effect increases 3 assassin magic damage, and the focus effect offers a 30 chance to recover consumed mana when using skills. Seeing these two attributes, Suomo felt a rush of excitement. Oh my, what an incredible magical effect. Plus, there's a mana recovery feature. This time, he's sure to score big. Swapping his birdshot for a heavy artillery, Suomo strode confidently toward the undead zone. Now he could kick off his rapid upgrades. As soon as he began battling monsters, the fireballs activated and the heavenly flames rained down. The heavenly flames could inflict 10 times magic damage, totaling 50 to targets within a 100-meter radius, maximizing the 3 magic damage rate. However, Somo realized that the activation rate of 10 was quite high, and he couldn't help but feel a twinge of doubt. Could it be that the death god's symbol has brought him luck? In no time, 6,000 units of dry blood were collected. Glancing at the clock, Somo felt a surge of excitement. He finally had enough materials to upgrade the symbol, and the server opening was almost upon him. Just wait. Soon, there would be hundreds fighting over a single undead. Exactly at midnight, the game officially opened. Countless players flooded in, and within 30 seconds, all servers were filled to capacity. New Village bustled like a grand festival, and the World Channel buzzed with life. Goodness, this game feels so real. Come on, everyone, try touching that butcher's potion. It's unbelievably soft, at least enough to make you forget your worries. I've tried it myself. Why on earth did the blacksmith kill me? NPCs can kill too. Somo observed the players around and thought to himself, you all should cherish your joyful moments in the new village. With that, he found a spot to lean against the wall, preparing to set up his stall. Meanwhile, the World Channel exploded with chatter. Where are the undead? Isn't the main quest about slaying them? Why does the quest area look like a sea of flames? There aren't any undead in sight. As Somo busily organized his items, he mused that it could be partly due to the 30-minute respawn. Just wait a bit longer. Honestly, it seems I really have struck luck. I've gathered 113 white items, 21 green items, 6 blue items, and over 100 red and green potions. I'm telling you, this is just the beginning. 3 million. Isn't this easier than working Kenny? His level was already a significant lead. Somo smiled smugly, yet concealed his level and gear to avoid drawing attention. Soon, a crowd of players gathered around his stall. Look at that fool. He's selling something right after the server launch. Let him be. As long as we can loot 30 undead, we're set for a comfortable night. Just then, a pair of beautiful legs appeared before Somo. Upon seeing those long legs, he was instantly mesmerized. The newcomer was a sorceress named Thintwit, dressed in a starting mage outfit that showcased her graceful legs and stunning beauty, truly unmatched. Of course, what intrigued Somo wasn't just those legs, but the ID of the enchanting girl. No man would dare to make an outrageous request of such a beauty, yet she sweetly agreed. Just moments ago, while setting up my stall, I unexpectedly crossed paths with a stunning beauty, her looks and figure nothing short of breathtaking. I knew that Thingtwit Vanyi would eventually become a top 10 sorceress in the Grand Nation region, not to mention the highest commander of the foremost safe zone. Behind Thingtwit Vanyi stood a massive, mysterious company from Huaxia providing support. At the game's inception, there was no feature for external trade, fully replicating the appearance and physique of players. It seemed Vanyi looked just as beautiful in real life. Who could have imagined encountering a goddess here? The newbie goddess was utterly charming. Could this be the delight of nurturing gameplay? Meanwhile, Thintwit Vanyi bent down to examine my booth, her lofty sign piquing her curiosity about what I had to offer. Thintwit Vanyi was taken aback. Just after the server launch, I already had an impressive cache of equipment, even with zombie blood. The players in the zombie zone were frantically looting. Where had I acquired such a wealth of items? Immediately, she grew anxious and asked, "How much for everything?" Without hesitation, I quoted a price. A total of 54,800 pounds. Let's round it to 55,000. Thingtwit Vanyi was shocked. Usually there are discounts for bulk purchases, yet you're adding extra fees. Seeing her hesitate, I let out a soft chuckle. If you let me touch your leg just once, I'll give you a discount. Upon hearing this, Thintwit Vanyi instinctively took a step back. What a shameless rogue. But I remained unfazed, extending my hand. If you don't like it, then fine. But let me remind you, I've already given you a chance. There won't be any other shops beyond this village. Thingtwit Vanyi fell into deep thought. This guy clearly wanted to take advantage of me. Although she wasn't short on money, at that moment, she hesitated. A hulking warrior stomped forward, cutting me off. "I'll pay 100,000. I'll take everything." Immediately, Somo checked this person's information and realized he was the president of the Madman Society, madman god of war. An unsettling feeling crept over Somo. To my dismay, I had encountered this unfortunate fellow again. The madman god of war was infamous even in my past life. I remembered him vividly. In the previous life, he was one of the top 10 warriors on the server, a fierce beast who ruthlessly claimed boss fights. I had fallen to him numerous times, and as a result, my weapons and gear were always on a lower level compared to the others. Although he was an enemy, this time around, Somo no longer feared him. Seeing someone trying to snatch Thintuit Vanyi away, I immediately disregarded the madman god of war. I've already negotiated a price with the seller. What do you intend to do? However, the madman god of war laughed heartily, not paying me any mind. You little brat, you haven't even finalized the deal yet. I'll offer 200,000. Hurry up and make the trade. Seeing him throw money around like water, Somo's mind began racing. It seemed both Thintuit and the madman were well-prepared forces, ready to invest heavily in items aimed at taking down the upcoming boss in the dungeon. Thintuit Vanyi, realizing she might miss out on this opportunity, grew increasingly anxious. Although it's a bit pricey, purchasing these items can significantly enhance the core player of Tingshe Wan Ni, allowing her to crush all rival guilds in the early stages. I can't let this opportunity slip away to that madman. After all, it's just a game, but I must have a firm grip on the reins of this dungeon. Therefore, Tingshe Wan Ni decided to turn back and say to Somo, "All right, I agree, but on one condition, you let me touch it 10 times before the trade." Somo immediately grew impatient, glancing at the madman battle god. "I'm planning to sell it to this beautiful lady. You two should go play somewhere else." Instantly, the madman battle god bristled with anger. "You know who I am," he spat. "How dare you speak to me like that? You want to die." Next to him, Tiogaga quickly pulled him away. "Boss, don't get angry. We just need to beat him up." At that moment, the madman battle god was so furious he was on the brink of exploding. He decided to bide his time until they were outside. "I'll show you what I'm made of." In no time, the two had completed the transaction. Tingshe Wan Ni, seething with anger, declared, "You bastard, don't ever think of trading with me again." Watching her silhouette disappear, Somo called after her, "Don't worry, there will be a next time. Next time, I'll let you touch it enough." Tingshe Wan Ni felt a bit conflicted. Even though this Mukthun was a lecher, he had just given her a 20 discount, and as long as she paid 120,000, he had been quite polite without any inappropriate actions. Thinking this over, Tingshe Wan Ni quickly resolved, "With so many items available right from the start, I wonder what kind of player Mukthun is. Moreover, he's just a free player who today offended the Madman Guild for the sake of a trade. If he ever needs help in the future, I'll lend him a hand." After that, Somo went to the village elder to complete the zombie collection quest. The elder immediately became excited and thanked him. "Thank you, brave warrior. With these dried blood drops, the toxins within Tiohua will surely be eliminated. Recently, many villagers have been attacked by monsters. Our supplies in the village are running low." Seeing this, Somo interjected, "All right, it's just a bit of bandage." Immediately, the system announced a new quest: venture deep into the Spirit Chi area at Blue Bay, eliminate 30 undead mummies, and bring the bandages back to the elder. Rewards 200 gold, 1,500 experience, and 200 potential. Shortly after, Somo used all 400 potential points earned from reaching level 4 on his magic power attribute. Instantly, Somo's stats surged: Godwood level 4, gold 120,000, vitality 230. Spirit power 180, Job 120, defense 38, speed 13. Glancing at his stats, Somo felt a swell of pride. His experience in gold had already leaped far ahead of many newbies. Truly, he was worthy of the name Somo. Why does it feel like I'm cheating? Never mind, no more overthinking. I need to get to work on these quests and keep a safe distance. After all, they're just undead mummies. Although slightly annoying, Somo's expression suddenly changed. Wait, did I forget something important? Is this ordinary sorcerer really daring to take on monsters stronger than himself alone? Just as Shuomo was about to leave, he suddenly remembered that he almost forgot to withdraw money from the old village chief. Without hesitation, he threw himself to the ground before the chief and began to roll around. I sustained internal injuries while saving Xiaohua. If heaven shows compassion, it also ages those who are too compassionate, often meet an early demise. He even asked the village chief to help him reclaim what was rightfully his. As soon as he finished speaking, a system notification appeared. Congratulations, Mu Shen has permanently received the benefits of the village chief. Increase critical rate by 10, movement speed by 10, automatic health regeneration by 10 points per second, no defense 50 points. Slightly boosting his vitality, Somo decided to turn back. He quickly realized that this was the true core reward of the secret mission involving Xiaohua. Somo swiftly made his way to the deep marshy area in the Green Circle Forest. In a state affected by the demonic aura, he could not use the blood restoration potions, and he lost 5 health points every second. The only way to cleanse this negative state is by using a purifying potion. It's unbelievable to lose 5 health points every second and be unable to use recovery potions. Any ordinary player would barely last 30 seconds in here. The system mentions purifying potions, each costing 200 gold. I must continuously use these benefits to combat the encroaching dark energy. It truly is a daunting challenge. Fortunately, with the village chief's blessings, I can mitigate my health loss. As Shuomo prepared to search for the cursed mummies, a piercing scream suddenly echoed nearby. I could see 2 players, a male and a female, being relentlessly pursued by a horde of cursed mummies. Before the female player could even scream for help, a piece of gauze had already gagged her. Witnessing her teammate being dragged away by the mummies, Xiao Jiajia immediately bolted, desperate to escape. Spotting Shuomo, Xiao Jiajia frantically cried out, "Help me, Guo." But before she could finish, a sharp spike from the gauze pierced through her. The mummies, cloaked in tattered gray wrappings, revealed only their glowing red eyes. The filthy, muddy bandages clung to them, marking them as the targets Shuomo needed to eliminate. Level 5 equipment, 200 mana power, 20 attack, 60 defense, 15 speed, 25. Seeing this, Shuomo immediately frowned. A level 5 monster with high attack and range is indeed a perilous threat for a novice. It was no surprise that those two had quickly fallen into danger. Although the mummies were not particularly fast, they could still close in effectively. Moreover, these hideous creatures would surely fear my fireball magic. Just as Shuomo pondered this, the nearby monsters let out low growls and swiftly advanced towards him. He immediately raised his hand, reacting swiftly by casting a fireball. The fireball shot forth, striking the target mummy, which flew into the air as damage numbers appeared above it. After that, Shuomo didn't hesitate, but turned to lead the monsters away. Meanwhile, he thought to himself, "This is the perfect moment, everything will be within my grasp. The quest materials are practically delivering themselves to my door. Come on, can you really not keep up with me?" As he ran, a smile couldn't help but spread across Shuomo's face. "I remember there being a dry forest in the marsh if I lead them there." Somo finally led the mummified undead to the dry forest in the deadly marsh. Thanks to the marsh's obstruction, Somo could freely cast fireballs, launching them one by one. Damage numbers immediately appeared above the heads of the undead. The enraged mummified undead, provoked by Somo, immediately emitted angry growls. Instantly, the mummified undead began targeting Somo, furiously throwing bandages in an attempt to destroy him. Bearing the title of the fastest man, Somo's evasion skills were exceptionally strong. The bandages could not hinder him as he deftly maneuvered through the marsh, surrounded by mummies that were tough but unable to stop him. Without delay, Somo swiftly retaliated. He grabbed the bandages flying towards him and quickly circled behind a tree, moving with the agility of the wind. He then tied up the entire group of eerie mummies. Watching the controlled undead, he couldn't help but smile, having executed his plan flawlessly. Every move he had made from the beginning was meticulously calculated. Indeed, a fireball this large could incinerate everything. Only the newcomers would be cornered by you like this. At that moment, a sudden notification appeared before everyone's eyes. Special mission notification: Blacksmith's Bounty. Due to the widespread wrath of the blacksmith triggered by all the newcomer villages on the server, a special blacksmith has issued a bounty for the heroes. Act for justice. Upon seeing this, Somo was taken aback. It turned out that the feelings of the blacksmith were indeed very intriguing. This is the allure of Tiankai. It reveals that among men from past lives to this one, none but me are good. Yet, this special bounty suits me well. That mysterious woman is also seeking Somo within Tiankai. When Somo saw the blacksmith's bounty, he immediately smiled. Once I defeat all the mummies and reach level 5, with the added advantage of being an experienced player, I will easily take down hundreds, he thought confidently. The bounty to defeat these children is far too easy, Somo mused. Gradually, fiery clouds began to appear in the sky above this area. The sea of mist enshrouded in fog saw the eerie mummies continuously being vanquished by Somo. With each eerie mummy's fall, Somo unexpectedly acquired the level 5 Divine Precision skill, classified as a White Warrior skill. It requires sacrificing 10 spirit points to increase defense by 50 points. Additionally, his normal attacks have a certain probability of ignoring 10 points of an opponent's defense, with this effect lasting for 15 seconds. The cooldown time for the skill is 10 minutes. After acquiring it, Somo was immediately delighted. Although I don't need this skill and it's quite ordinary, I can still sell it for a few thousand gold, he thought. Just then, Somo made an unexpected discovery. Within the domain of Luhua Tianha, Somo had eliminated several players who were harassing the pharmacists. Immediately, the world channel erupted. I spent 1,000 gold and went through so much trouble to find the mummy area, only to have it wiped out by a single blaze. That's so unfair, a player complained. What a pathetic setup. On the hill, the berserker warlord looked down at the mist-shrouded forest in the distance, a cold smile playing on his lips as he gazed at the new players. They only spawned miserable monsters with such a terrible game setup in these arduous quests. Let me take charge. With a wave of his hand, the berserker warlord signaled his comrades, who immediately charged into the fog. This scene moved those players outside the mist, leaving them hesitant and awestruck. The berserker guild truly exuded a radiant aura. The white light enveloping them was the effect of the cleansing potion. They were magnificent. Once level 10 unlocked, the berserker guild could very well establish a faction of their own. We must strive to level up swiftly. Striving to join them, the members of the Berserker Guild successfully reached the mummy region unharmed, thanks to the cleansing potions. Soon enough, the Berserker warlord spotted this quest's target, a sinister-looking mummy. Just as they prepared to attack, a red fireball came hurtling out from deep within the fog. The mummy fell instantly, lifeless. The Berserker warlord immediately recognized this skill. A fragile wizard was able to reach here. Was this sorcerer from another faction? However, the Snow Whisper team was still battling monsters at level 3. Could there be other paying players on our server? Just as the Berserker warlord was lost in thought, one of his teammates suddenly exclaimed, "Watch out, everyone!" Fireball incoming. A terrifying ball of red flames appeared overhead. The fiery streaks rained down in relentless succession, delivering 10 consecutive attacks. The fireball came with a slowing effect of 20. The players in the Berserker Warlords Guild were immediately thrown into chaos. Within seconds, several members of the guild fell, while Somo's quest progress soared to 15. Seeing this, Somo couldn't help but smile. I just wanted to slay some monsters. Why do they keep committing suicide? These berserkers were hardly worth the effort. Still, the Twin Stars dance skill, unlocked at level 5, was quite impressive. A group damage skill with a freezing effect that was incredibly useful. It would be a while before the new batch of mummies appeared, so it was the perfect time to rest and sort through his loot. Over 100 pieces of equipment had just dropped, along with 12 skill books, enough to earn quite a handsome sum. Oh, and I must send a trade message to Von Von if I find something good. I need to think of her. I'm genuinely looking forward to it. I wonder if Von Von is looking forward to it. Somo yawned and sighed. Too bad I'm still missing a few dozen from the 100-kill quest. If another group of foolish berserkers comes along, it would only take me 2 or 3 runs to wipe them out. Regardless, the skill book they dropped was quite a prize for a wizard. The Phantom Mist skill, suitable for blue mages, consumed 50 mana, increasing movement speed by 30 and providing 10 points of defense. Somo quickly chose to learn it, boosting his speed by 30 points. Whether to flee or pursue, the movements are fluid. I've reached level 6 and will log off for a meal. The first side quest in the game awaits me. Meanwhile, on the other side of the foggy marshlands, a girl named Ngok, the Earth Mage, is busy hunting down the grotesque mummies alongside a few teammates. Shortly, Ngok halts her healing and speaks up. I've gathered enough quest items. I'll be stepping away from the team for a bit. A few male teammates, somewhat sneaky, quickly urge her to stay. Working together, men and women alike, won't tire us out, right? Beautiful Ngok. Don't go. Let's keep grinding for experience. Your timely heals are crucial without you. We wouldn't stand a chance against these mummies. Seeing Ngok's silence, one man, trying to be sly, adds, Miss Ngok, you don't always have to wear such a cold expression. Just smile a little. Ngok thinks to herself, men are all shallow and utterly disgusting. Just then, another man named Tuka speaks up. Miss Ngok, I'll be forming a guild soon. You should join. I'll make you the vice president. As soon as he finishes speaking, Ngok swiftly draws her staff and unleashes an attack skill, cutting him off. Be quiet. From the graveyard, her skill glides past Tuka's shoulder, striking the grotesque mummy that had just appeared behind him. Join us, and he'll make you the vice president. As soon as she finished speaking, Ngok immediately brandished her magical staff, unleashing an attack skill that sliced through the air. Shut up. The skill zipped past Tuka's shoulder, striking the eerie mummy that had just materialized behind him with deadly accuracy. As the mummy fell, Tuka's expression shifted dramatically. How did this girl notice it? If we're on the same team, then why did I lose health from her skill? Ngok candidly remarked. You can't even remember the spawn location of the monsters, yet you want to be the guild leader. She then turned away, silently resolving, being interrupted by me makes you lose health, truly a nuisance of a man to a healer. I can't waste any more time with them. I need to level up quickly and find him. Ngok felt a pang of sadness. With so many servers in Tien Kai, I wonder if I'll encounter that guy in the same area again. Nearby, Tiugaga quickly chimed in. Tuka, big brother, don't be mad. It's just a girl, a useless healer thinking she's something special. However, Tuka resolutely decided she's not just a useless flower. Her ability to swiftly recall the locations and timings of monster spawns is impressive. I can't underestimate her. I will definitely conquer him. Facing the challenge from a guild, he stood alone against the odds. At this moment, outside the dense fog, the mad warrior god was nearly at his wit's end. The loudspeakers weighing 100 pounds seemed like toys in his hands as he continuously spammed. Turtle, if you lack the ability, don't show your face here. I'm waiting for you outside the mist. Some players who were caught in the crossfire lamented loudly that they had merely passed by, yet he had killed them, demanding an explanation from him. Just then, Thintut suddenly interjected. Mad warrior god, if you're capable, go in there and find him. What good is shouting here? Most of the girls in the Thintut guild were at level 3 or higher, with Thintut continuously using refined potions, now reaching level 4. Meanwhile, the members of the Mad Warriors were caught in hesitation, wasting precious time and effort. Despite having a slight numerical advantage, their ranks were utterly crushed by Thintut Tru. Moments later, Thintut spoke bluntly. That target of yours, our guild has already taken him down. You Mad Warriors should reconsider engaging us first if you want to claim the new gear in Somo's possession. This time, Thintut had to step in to assist him. The Mad Warrior god could only continue to scream in the world chat. The mythical turtle needs women to protect the men. Get out there. Just when Thintut could no longer hold back and wanted to help Somo directly deal with that individual, a sorcerer emerged from the mist, punctuated by a hearty laugh. Oh my, it's me. The Mad Warrior god immediately pointed at Somo, shouting, Target, stop spewing nonsense. If you're out here, then prepare to die. Somo said nothing, but silently revealed a hidden part of his profile. The information that his level had reached 7 appeared before everyone. All the players were instantly stunned. What the heck is going on, they wondered aloud. As a level 7 mage, he also possessed a purple weapon and carried a legitimate buff. What on earth is this old-timer's buff about, the onlookers murmured, examining his benefits. With such terrifying buffs on his equipment, who could possibly stand against him, they wondered. realizing the challenge they faced. "We must report this. We absolutely must." The Berserker War God was also shocked. "This godlike figure isn't on the same level as us. How can we possibly fight him?" Meanwhile, Samo gave a cold laugh, his gaze playful as he looked at the Berserker War God, fully enjoying the turmoil he had incited. "Come here, you little berserker," Samo taunted. The Berserker War God then swallowed hard, his fingers trembling as he gripped his dao, but he knew he couldn't afford to show fear. Gathering his courage, the Berserker War God roared back, War God in defiance. "You've killed the innocent, and we must have our revenge. If not, I will make sure you dare not step out of the newbie village, no matter how high your level is," Samo the Berserker War God declared, his voice booming with a mixture of anger and determination, ready to confront the formidable Samo. However, the Berserker War God was confident that Samo could not defeat his team. Samo, with disdain, retorted, "I kill only those who seek death. The pharmacists have become bounty targets, don't blame me." Hearing this, the group of girls led by Ngaytwittiutru immediately showed their contempt. It turned out they really were harassing the pharmacists. How despicable. Even if Samo did strike them down, it was to eliminate a menace. Enraged, the Berserker War God gripped his weapon and snapped. "Enough talk. Join us in battle," the Berserker War God declared. Samo just gave a faint smile, replying, "I'm quite eager myself." Seeing that a fight was imminent, Ngaytwitwin quickly spoke up. "They want to gang up on you. We will help you this time. Consider it a thank you for your past dealings," Ngaytwitwin offered. However, Samo shook his head and declined. "Thank you, Sister Wien, but keep this favor for now. Please lead your people to a safe distance. I'm about to engage full combat mode." He glanced at the weaker group of players nearby. Samo inwardly boasted, thinking that having more people will lead to victory only when the power is equal. Seeing Samo so confident, Ngaytwitwin had no choice but to observe his strength and remained silent. At that moment, Samo swiftly switched to full offensive mode, beginning to gather energy for the fireball technique. Without hesitation, he hurled several fireballs toward the members of the Madman's Guild. However, the Madman War God and his comrades reacted instantly, with the warrior raising a shield to defend against the incoming attack. They managed to stop this wave of attacks. Next, the mages and archers in the back quickly aimed at Samo to counterattack. But with the support from his title, Samo dodged with ease as the enemy threw everything they had. Soon, he would exploit the window of opportunity left by their skills to counterattack. Samo stealthily slipped behind a tree, contemplating his next move. With so many opponents, it was the perfect time to use an area effect skill. If he could activate a larger-scale control effect, it would be even better. Just in time to experiment with a new skill using the Madman as a test subject. Samo decisively raised his staff and unleashed the level 5 mage skill, Twin Dance. A circle with a diameter of approximately 50 meters appeared, and as the skill descended, a layer of frost covered the area. Palpable chill rose from the ground, as if white vapor was enveloping all players within the affected zone. Moreover, this assault perfectly coincided with the cooldown of their skills. With overwhelming magical power, several players were instantly wiped out, while others, in a panic, activated their rapid-fire skills. The Madman War God erupted in fury. "All of you are dead. What's the use of your shields now?" Seeing this, Samo couldn't help but smile foolishly as they lined up like that. "Just wait a moment, I'll serve them a gigantic fireball." Moments later, a terrifying torrent of flames descended from the heavens. The Madman War God, who was under control, instantly became the prime target. Now, the Madman War God truly felt fear as the mages fell one after another. They could not withstand this fireball. The cold-hearted woman had no idea that someone would complete the task before her. Just moments ago, Samo had used double floral dance to seize control of the Madman War God and his comrades. After that, he unleashed a massive fireball, triggering the flame retention effect. The Madman War God was thrown into a frenzy, cursing, "Damn it, the protective skills of the warrior and mages have just been exhausted." The high magical damage from Samo forced the Madman War God to continuously consume recovery potions. Those players without potions immediately fell dead on the spot. Realizing the dire situation, the Madman War God attempted to flee, but Samo was hot on his heels. You were so arrogant just a moment ago, he taunted. The madman war god found no escape. He could only grip his weapon, preparing for a fight to the death. He could hardly imagine that his elite team of 30 would be so easily annihilated by Somo. In desperation, the madman war god unleashed the warrior skill, Heavenly Wind Slash. Somo immediately recognized the skill Heavenly Wind Slash, an early-stage warrior ability with a 40-second cooldown. After using it, the Berserker War God could only rely on normal attacks. Having dodged the Heavenly Wind Slash, Somo calmly and rationally kept his distance from the Berserker War God, fully aware of the need to stay out of reach while the skill was on cooldown. Somo swiftly circled behind the Berserker War God and launched a fireball at him. With Somo's attack range, the Berserker War God was helpless, unable to retaliate, and could only endure the relentless fireballs. His frustration grew with each hit. This damn mage. How can a wizard be this agile? He shouted in anger, as Somo continued to outmaneuver him with ease. 40 seconds passed in the blink of an eye. Somo suddenly said, "Wait a moment." The Berserker War God's anger instantly turned into determination. "Do you think I'm stupid? My skill's off cooldown. It's too late to beg for mercy now," he roared, unleashing another Heavenly Wind Slash aimed straight at Somo. Somo tossed a fireball while letting out a sigh. "Do you want to see your health bar?" This fireball had drained the last sliver of life from the mad warrior. Seeing this, Somo burst into laughter. "My apologies, my hand slipped and caused a bit of damage. I wanted to play a little longer with you, Wei Smon." In just a few fleeting minutes, those who sought to eliminate Somo had all fallen. The surrounding players stared in horror. Are we really playing the same game as this godly figure? A sorcerer had annihilated the elite squad of the Mad Warrior. Somo would soon become my idol, powerful and handsome. Even Nge Twitwin was left speechless, her tiny mouth agape. Somo was indeed formidable. As everyone stood in awe, an announcement covered the entire server. Congratulations to player Mukthun for completing the blacksmith's reward mission and receiving a mysterious prize. The announcement echoed 3 times. Players on the Yutu-Tangbak server were astonished. Who is Mukthun? So powerful. A warrior on the Yenvu Jangnam server, upon seeing the announcement, was furious. "Oh my god, I was just a step away from completing it. How could Mukthun be so quick? In the future, if given the chance, I must meet him." A rogue player from the server lamented, "What a pity. We were so close, just 20 players short of completion. Come on guys, let's send a little gift to comfort the streamer." The captain of the battle team, Tiu Soai, couldn't help but be surprised. So it turns out our team isn't the strongest after all. The God of Targets is truly intriguing. To think that a mere player like me would complete the mission before a professional gamer. On the Heavenly Azure Long server, a voluptuous female gamer just reached level 90. She couldn't help but feel astonished. "I thought I would be the first to claim the reward. I never expected someone would be faster than me." Enoch silently pondered. Mukthun, could it be him? Meanwhile, Somo, after completing the mission, turned to Ngetwit Win. "Sister Win, we agreed to trade for the second time. Look at this." Now, following Suomo, Nishe Yuan felt a rush of excitement. Muk Shen is definitely about to set some bizarre conditions. They arrived at the small forest. Suomo directly initiated a trade request with Nishe Yuan. Bandages from the mummy, 1,012 units. White equipment, 151 units. Green equipment, 51 units. Blue equipment, 19 units. White skill books, 10 bandages, 10 units. White equipment, 50 units. Green equipment, 500 units. Blue equipment, 3,000 units. White skill books, 1,500 units. After that, Suomo glanced at Nishe Yuan's long legs and said, "In total, that's 112,000. It'll charge you 115,000. Want to negotiate a discount this time?" Sister Yuan, upon hearing this, Nishe Yuan's face flushed crimson as she decisively declared, "No need to discount it. 115,000 it is." Suddenly, Suomo sighed, his expression tinged with regret. "What a pity. I was looking forward to touching your leg for a moment. Surprise, I have a gift for you." Suomo then pulled out a blue skill book, his voice brightening. "Is this worth 10,000 units?" "This is a friend price, you know." Nishe Yuan immediately frowned. "What do you mean by friend price?" "Is there a catch?" Suomo grinned. "You have to agree to let me touch your leg 10 times in the future." "Haha, Before Nisha Yuan could respond, Suomo handed her the skill book. If you don't say anything, I'll take it as your agreement. A delightful transaction, indeed. Oh, right. Let me share a little friendship tip with you, Suomo continued. The creatures in the green forest are weak but yield a lot of experience. You all can focus your efforts to level up those creatures. Nisha Yuan, maintaining her calm demeanor, asked, "Why are you telling me this? Do you have an ulterior motive?" Suomo chuckled. "You're being too sensitive. What if I said this is related to a hidden quest? Would you help me then?" Nisha Yuan was taken aback. Hidden quest? How does Mukshen have information that even the company doesn't know? After pondering for a moment, she nodded. "All right, but I won't help for free." As she finished her sentence, Suomo immediately extended his hand. "Then it's settled. Don't worry, you won't be at a loss." After they shook hands, Nisha Yuan couldn't help but think, perhaps befriending Mukshen is necessary. Mukshen, you've piqued my curiosity even more. The cold goddess actively inviting a man to dinner. How unexpected. Suomo didn't even bother looking back as he left decisively. Just moments ago, after the mad warrior god had been completely annihilated by Suomo, he was livid. "You useless bunch, allowing Mukshen to single-handedly wipe us out. Next time I see that brat, I'll make sure to show him what one strike can do." At that moment, the mad warrior god suddenly heard a ting sound. Someone had sent him a private message. Opening it, he found it was a message from Suomo. "Hey, mad warrior, take your crew to the outskirts of the forest and grind those creatures. I'm not calling this off." "You all better not stop," the mad warrior god instantly lost his cool. "How dare you order me around?" But Suomo merely chuckled coldly. "If you don't go, I'll keep hunting you down until your account is wiped. I'll screenshot every kill and send it to you. I'll be coming to find you soon." The mad warrior panicked instantly. I'm out, brother. Mukthun has entrusted this mission to me, and I will complete it flawlessly." Meanwhile, Somo, nestled in the swamp of death, thought, "With Ngaytwit and the mad warrior's support, it's still not enough. I need to unlock the hidden mission. I must eliminate all the plant monsters, sweeping the world clean, so everyone can gather." Shortly after, Somo sent a message on the World Channel. "Brothers, prioritize taking down the plant monsters in the green forest. If not, I'll invite them to experience the sensation of ice and fire." Oh, this statement is truly shocking. Immediately, he received support from Thintwit Uyanyi. Upon seeing her appear, Somo couldn't help but feel a surge of pride. Being played like this isn't so bad after all. This group had been clearing the jungle for so long, it must be running out of time. Speaking of which, could it really be that equipment from the Western Han Dynasty exists here? I've waited so long for this moment. In my past life, anything that came with the guidance of the mysterious master would leave one entranced. Beneath this tree, confirmed by the glimmer in my eyes, it must be the right spot, right pour. Could it be a trick? Am I really such a fool? In this godforsaken place, just as I finished speaking, a blob of goo plummeted directly onto my face. Seeing this, I instantly erupted in anger. Even the birds are dropping their waste here, and yet the equipment hasn't even appeared yet. Bullying the weak, huh? Just then, a system notification appeared out of nowhere. The system announced that all players in the new village number 818 would unite to face the vengeance of the Tree Spirit Lord in 30 minutes. If they succeeded, all players would receive a mysterious reward. If they failed, all players would lose 100,000 experience points. Upon seeing the notification, I felt a surge of excitement. The hidden quest has finally been activated. Immediately after, a massive countdown clock appeared in the sky above the new village. The World Channel exploded with chatter. "Mushen, are you really asking us to defeat a tree monster and assigning us this task? This is clearly a tough mission. Mushen is messing with us. We're definitely done for this time." But I quickly decided to head back to the city and make the most of the remaining half hour to grab a meal. When I returned to the new village, the mad warrior immediately grabbed me. "About the Tree Spirit Lord's revenge, you owe us an explanation. Losing 100,000 experience points would be devastating at our current level." But I simply shook my head. Calmly, I replied, "Do you all really think the mission will fail? Aren't you being a bit cowardly? Let's not waste time here. Let's fill our stomachs first and then get to work. Come on, everyone. Let's go eat." With that, I left the gathering place and headed to a normal restaurant. As I chewed on a hamburger, I quietly devised my plan. The game system had placed a delivery order, and when I returned to the game, I would slay the tree spirit lord to harvest its essence. That way, I could upgrade the death god. Listening to the surrounding chatter about the sword and fairy game, I couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder. It seemed that more and more people were beginning to play Sword of Immortality. The public participation was far higher than in his previous life. Hopefully, this time, humanity could rewrite the fate of the past. Just then, a melodic voice interrupted Shuomu's train of thought. Sure enough, it's him. Shuomu turned to see a beautiful girl, around his age, approaching. The newcomer was none other than the campus belle, Jiang Qiyu. Those around them erupted in excitement. "Oh look, she's one of us!" Suddenly, the discussion about engineers lost its charm. Jiang Qiyu sat beside Shuomu, her face radiating admiration. "I heard you just dashed out from the exam room today, causing your teacher to be furious." Shuomu merely nodded, silently pondering. "Jiang Qiyu, we aren't that familiar, so why is she initiating a conversation with me?" Noticing Shuomu's indifference, Jiang Qiyu continued, "Why don't you come eat with us?" I invited Shuomu, but he directly declined. "I can't. I don't have time." Then Shuomu stood up, not looking back, and said, "I've finished eating. Classmate, I'm leaving first." Jiang Qiyu felt a tinge of sadness upon witnessing this. A wave of disappointment washed over her. Why was Shuomu so cold towards her? Clearly, he had appeared before her several times, saving her in critical moments, even gifting her something during her birthday party. Why did he seem to be avoiding her now? Meanwhile, Shuomu wore a solemn expression, resolute in his decision. Recalling the memories of his past life, he thought to himself, "Stay away from this girl. Though I am not a world-saving hero, I cannot risk my own safety. The paths we walk cannot intertwine. This is a monumental hidden mission approaching." The revenge of the divine wood spirit master was finally commencing. Right after Shuomu declined the invitation from the campus belle, he returned home where the gaming system had been set up. Without hesitation, he jumped right in. Even though the gaming system was incredibly expensive, Shuomu felt it was worth every penny. He began logging into the game, determined not to hesitate this time. He needed to explore the profound path of destiny. As he entered the game, players in the new village were already buzzing with excitement. Mushen, in 1 minute, the revenge of the divine wood spirit master will begin. The website stated that the divine trees were level 5 monsters, and we can't possibly defeat them. The divine wood spirit master is a level 10 boss. Even Mushen wouldn't be able to handle it. They were truly leading us to our doom. Everyone felt uncertain about this grand hidden mission. But Shuomu was unfazed. It was just a minor hidden mission, nothing to worry about. Meanwhile, major streaming platforms were broadcasting this battle live, the first global hidden battle. Many were watching, and if they succeeded, they would send their people to other new villages to trigger this mission. Meanwhile, foreign players scoffed. This is a massive regional quest that only the Chinese would dare to win. How laughable. Our strongest contenders in the nation are too scared to even challenge it right now. In a flash, the countdown clock of the storyline reached 0. The ground began to tremble, and the NPCs in the village suddenly displayed signs of panic. A tense atmosphere enveloped the area, with some players opting to log out of the game immediately. Meanwhile, the blacksmith rushed forward, hammer in hand, and reassured the apothecary, "Don't be afraid, my dear, I'm here." Seeing this, Somo felt a wave of skepticism wash over him. He never anticipated that this B5 map would activate NPCs for battle. "I don't remember this happening in my past life," he mused. Just then, the village elder unexpectedly appeared in the square, pulling out a spellbook. A chilling aura spread as he proclaimed, "Young heroes, for the village and for tomorrow, fight." As his voice faded, a golden light enveloped everyone present. At that moment, all players received a 30-minute buff from the Elder, granting them 10 attack and 10 critical strike. They also gained 20 defense and 100 equipment points. Simultaneously, the familiar roars of trance echoed from the forest. The blacksmith and the guard squad arrived at the village gate, ready for the impending chaos. Moments later, a horde of trance burst forth from the woods. They charged directly toward the village entrance, their eyes glowing with a blood-red menace. In response, the blacksmith swung a hammer larger than himself, smashing the Trent before him into a heap of splintered wood. The battle had officially begun. A group of players hiding behind the NPCs erupted into a frenzied assault. The Trents crashed forward like a tidal wave, breaching the NPC defenses and flooding into the village, targeting the players. In the blink of an eye, the melee commenced. Yet, the players found themselves overwhelmed by the level 5 Trents. These unfortunate players could only manage to take down a few Trents during their 15 seconds of invulnerability upon respawning. In less than a heartbeat, the Trents had completely breached the village's defenses. Although their health and defense stats were low, their attack power soared to 120 points. The players, akin to helpless farmers, felt as if they were merely cutting down weeds. Within a minute, the majority of players were suppressed at the respawn point, completely unable to fight back. Frustration began to boil over. Once the 15 seconds of invulnerability expired, they would be swiftly slain by the Trents. The shocking scene left countless live viewers speechless. No matter how many words were uttered, they all converged into one phrase, "Oh, heavens!" Players in the new village felt a wave of embarrassment wash over them. This quest is utterly terrifying. Thank goodness we didn't face anything like this. The new village 8 and 18 has been decimated, it's over for them. Their player levels must have plummeted back to level 1. Meanwhile, the lurking forces observing the chaos couldn't help but sigh, realizing just how daunting the number of Trents truly was. Completing this mission is no easy feat. Just then, a crimson blaze erupted in the sky above the Black Village, resembling meteor showers raining down, each strike inflicting devastating damage, soaring into the hundreds. Relentless fire attacks against the humanoid creatures were particularly effective, dealing damage 3 times greater than other types of attacks. Coupled with the terrifying spells of Somo, these humanoid creatures began to fall like leaves in a storm under the engulfing flames. The players hiding at the resurrection point were instantly gripped by horror. This is the skill of a fire mage. How can the damage from the sky be so catastrophic? Is it a hack? But Somo didn't stop there. As the flames rained down, he immediately unleashed a wide area control skill. A chill spread through the air like a whisper of death. Even the humanoid creatures could not withstand this onslaught, their health plummeting to 0 in an instant. At this moment, the players felt invigorated. The great mage has truly come to our rescue. It must be Mukthun. Back then, he used this very skill to fend off the crazed army. Somo felt a sense of helplessness. He had initially hoped to allow these players to gain some experience, but they proved to be so inadequate. Frustrated, he swiftly retrieved a green potion and downed it. Restoring his mana, he waved his hand. "So if you don't want me to do everything, is it too much to ask for a little help?" Finally, the mastermind and the boss of the vengeful spirit wood appeared. Previously, every time Somo made a move, the entire village was engulfed in flames. The humanoid creatures were rapidly suppressed, utterly outmatched by him. Hitting them was like swatting at the wind, merely knocking off a drop of their health. Witnessing Mukthun slaughtering the humanoid creatures as if they were mere pests, the players trapped at the resurrection point felt a surge of excitement. Just how powerful is Mukthun? He can make the creatures flee like that. Finally able to escape the resurrection point, they thanked the guiding god Tomok, who immediately flashed a smile. "What are you all standing around for? Let's charge together." Instantly, the fighting spirit ignited within everyone. They all rallied to the call of the guiding god. Slash the humanoid creatures. Charge forward. Don't be afraid if you can't fight back. Death will simply lead to resurrection. The warriors surged forward, with mages coordinating their attacks from above while the assassins took care of themselves. Those watching the live stream were left dumbfounded. Oh my, this new village, is it really possible to complete this dungeon quest? Who exactly is that Mukthun? So terrifying. Meanwhile, Thin Twit and the others returned to the resurrection point, instantly stunned. Have all the humanoid creatures here been wiped out? Vunni quickly explained. If I'm not mistaken, that person must be the one behind this. The long-haired girl, seeing the battle unfold, hastily asked Vunni, "What should we do now?" Everyone has lost quite a bit of experience. Without a moment's hesitation, Vanni stepped out from the resurrection point, declaring, "Of course, we must eradicate the trait. We have to make up for the lost experience." As they awaited the cooldown, Sumu took charge, instructing, "Everyone, prepare your mages. Buff the statuses." Under the guidance of the mages, the boss reappeared in front of them. Protective energy was cast on the target, absorbing 30 points of damage. The potion spell increased the target's mana limit by 10, enhancing their magical prowess. Just then, a familiar female voice echoed in Mukthun's ear. "We are joining the fight." Thingtuit and Vunni had arrived on the battlefield, signaling to the surrounding mages that they could enlist in the coordinated assault with the main force. Meanwhile, the mages and archers were executing Suma's commands with precision. They began their assault from the farthest distance. The clash of 1,000 warriors ignited a blazing fire of passion. Spectacular skills erupted continuously, the sounds of blades clashing and impacts reverberating in the air. All the viewers of the livestream were taken aback as the once-defeated village 818 began its counterattack. Excited murmurs filled the air. "Oh my god, who is that Mukthun? He just wiped out the resurrection point, which is crucial. Could they truly accomplish this special mission?" Even the war god, who logged off early, was shocked. Could this actually turn the tide? We need to call the guild members back online. Otherwise, how many times would we have died by now? Killing a trait gives 100 experience points, and assisting earns another 20. Now's the perfect time to log back in for some profit. Meanwhile, in a secret laboratory in North America, a burly man suddenly burst into laughter. "The trait's revenge is nothing to worry about. I thought it would be something serious." He then commanded his officer Johnson, "Analyze the Huahe region for me." In that underground lab, the muscular man continued to laugh heartily. "Is that all the so-called vengeance of the forest god? I expected it to be much more formidable." After his outburst, he turned to his officer and ordered, "Johnson, provide me with an analysis of the situation in the Huahe area. Data from village 818 of Thienthang indicates we should immediately eliminate the traits to initiate the revenge of the Tree Spirit Lord." Johnson immediately furrowed his brow. "Sir, this mission carries a high degree of difficulty. Our average level is currently only level 3, which may prove insufficient." Commander Vungon instantly grew displeased. "Are you daring to speak back? We are the number 1 in the world. We must perform better than what other nations can achieve. I command you to immediately rally the troops and unleash the revenge of the Tree Spirit Lord. Otherwise, I won't hesitate to replace you with a new second in command." Johnson gritted his teeth, but ultimately accepted this foolish order. Under the leadership of Tomok, Village 818 had endured 10 minutes of intense and frenzied combat, with many players leveling up and the enemy forces being pushed back. Just as everyone thought the mission had come to an end, a fierce roar, as if from the dawn of time, suddenly echoed through the air. The ground trembled, and in that moment, the earth in the Green Bay forest began to rise. A colossal figure emerged from beneath the soil, sending rocks and dust flying in all directions. Dust swirled around chaotically as the final boss of the major dungeon made its grand entrance. It was a towering tree-like creature, draped in a sickly yellow hue, exuding an aura of death, standing an astounding 30 meters tall. Upon its arrival, it let out a furious roar. "You shall become my nourishment." Deity of magic, ranked level 10, with 30,000 health, 5,000 mana, 300 attack, 100 defense, 50 speed, enhanced state bonuses of 50, a critical hit rate of 50, and immunity to crowd control, cannot be knocked back. This is the sole lord of the Green Bay Forest. Once allies of humanity, they had succumbed to the allure of greater power, accepting the might of a demon. This led to the rampant invasion of demonic forces in their realm, becoming one of the key reasons for the encroaching dark energy. Soon after, the Spiritwood Lord unleashed his fury, the 2 dry wooden arms erupting with devastating force. His arms were colossal vines crashing down upon the village. Dozens of players were instantly sent back to their respawn points. Before anyone could recover, another hand bore down, targeting none other than Tit Van Yi. Faced with the unimaginable size of that massive hand, Thin Tut Van's expression shifted to one of dread. There was no escaping this. How dare he engage the Overlord solo? Just moments ago, when the Spiritwood Lord attacked, hundreds of players were sent back to respawn. However, Tomok reacted swiftly. Thin Tut Van should have met her end in an instant, but at the decisive moment, he saved her. Once they landed, Tomok released her, pondering that the attack from the Spiritwood Lord seemed to have been aimed at him. Could it be that my reincarnated identity is that alluring? Meanwhile, the surrounding mage players began hurling fireballs at the Spiritwood Lord, but only managed to inflict about 10 points of damage. Witnessing this, despair washed over all the players. Damn, the Spiritwood Lord is just too powerful. With 30,000 blood and skills to ensnare and revive, how could one possibly defeat him? Just a single vine could wipe out an entire group. Yet at this moment, the Spiritwood Lord, the Overlord of Nature, was preparing to strike. Suddenly, a thunderous roar erupted, and the ground shook violently. Trent's soldiers surged forth from beneath him. Seeing this, panic swept through the players. All those Trents were refreshed. There was no way to defeat the invincible Spiritwood Lord. We need a plan fast. Tomok remained calm, reassuring them. No need to panic. Just handle the smaller Trents like before. It'll take care of the big one. Hearing this, Thin Tut Van replied immediately, Okay, but you must be careful. I'll handle the battlefield here. Next, Thin Tut Van began to command the players. Everyone, don't panic. Unite and quickly gather by class warriors and assassins. Follow Thin Tut Sasa mages and archers. Move with Thin Tut Tutha all spellcasters. Stand with me at 10 o'clock. The warriors at the 1 o'clock position were tasked with containment, while the ranged fighters at 3 o'clock were to unleash fiery arrows in a fan formation to start healing. If they could hold back these traits, the Spiritwood Lord could focus solely on countering the Overlord of Nature. Tomok couldn't help but admire the strategy. The future may indeed carry the weight of a safe haven, yet will Jiangwan shine in this moment? However, in the eyes of the Divine Wood Spirit Lord, it seems that only Tumo captures his attention. He raises his hand and unleashes a powerful strike toward Tumo. Surprised, Tumo finds it absurd, questioning the true target of the Divine Wood Spirit Lord's intent. It always seems to be me. The boss boasts high damage and impressive recovery, but I know your weakness. The sole lord of the Green Bay Forest, once a friend of humanity, now becomes the very reason for the encroachment of demonic energy. Thus, when you harness power, it inevitably comes with regret. Your weakness lies within your heart. As soon as the words left his lips, Tumo swiftly dodged and hurled a fireball straight at the heart of the Lord, inflicting a critical damage exceeding 500 points. The others were immediately stunned by this devastating blow. We could only inflict a trivial 10 points of damage. The Divine Shepherd really is a bizarre entity. Yet, Tumo felt dissatisfied with such a damage figure. A critical hit barely surpassing 500 points. The skin of the Divine Wood Spirit Lord is truly too thick. I would need to throw 50 fireballs just to bring him down. Faced with the counterattack from the Divine Wood Spirit Lord, Tumo decisively activated his stealth skill to evade while declaring, "A soul filled with contradictions and regret cannot be restored by resurrection skills. As long as I am not attacked, maintaining my mana continuously can exhaust him alone. But I cannot allow the Lord's battle to disrupt the rhythm for Wan Ni. I need to lure the critical hits away." With that, Tumo began to move out of the village. The Divine Wood Spirit Lord, seemingly enraged, relentlessly pursued him. Meanwhile, Ting Yuan Ni was wholly immersed in commanding a group of mages to revive and restore. Seeing the Divine Tree Spirit being led away by Shuomo, she couldn't help but express her concern. At the same time, Shuomo, while running and countering, incited the fury of the Divine Forest. The Divine Forest frantically lashed out with its vines towards him. These vines grew wildly mid-air, branching out like an ocean in tumult, surging towards Shuomo. But now, Shuomo was not only bolstered by the Shadow Wind skill but also blessed by the village chief, along with the title of the Fastest Man, rendering every attack ineffective against him. Moreover, these newly sprouted vines were not only weaker, but also linked to the life force of the Divine Wood Spirit Lord. Seizing this opportunity, Shuomo unleashed a fireball that swiftly obliterated the newly grown vines. The flames rapidly spread to the vital core of the divine spirit. With a precise strike, the divine tree spirit let out an enraged howl. Without hesitation, Shuomo quickly maintained his distance as the fireball erupted, activating the ability of Fire Rain of Heaven. Fireballs continuously rained down, inflicting up to 500 damage points, sending damage numbers soaring wildly. Then, Somo made another move, casting Twin Blossom 10, targeting the legs of the divine tree spirit, immediately entangling and tightly controlling it, preventing escape from the fiery zone. The divine tree spirit's health rapidly depleted under his relentless attacks. Excitement was evident on Somo's face. The contrast between ice and fire is truly marvelous, isn't it? Meanwhile, under the leadership of Thin Tuit, the other players fully engaged in the battle against the Trance. They focused intently on the health bar of the divine tree spirit, strategizing their next moves to ensure its downfall. Hearing Tuit Uyen's announcement that the boss' health was down to just 1/3, everyone was surprised by the rapid progress. In about 2 minutes, we'll be able to completely defeat the great god, she declared. Immediately, Tuit Uyen instructed everyone, in the final 2 minutes, stay resilient and organize the formation well. Everyone prepared to push for a final, coordinated assault, hoping to secure their victory. Prepare for another assault and don't let any monster breach our defense line. Hold firm, even if it costs us our lives, Tuit Uyen commanded, rallying the players for a staunch defense. Meanwhile, Somo kept moving and circling around the divine tree lord. As the boss' health dwindled to a sliver, the Twin Blossom duo unexpectedly activated a freezing effect, aiming to halt the boss's movements completely and set up a critical final blow. The timing of the freezing effect was perfect. Somo immediately raised his staff, preparing to deliver the final blow. As the fireball soared towards the target, the health of the divine tree lord was wiped out instantly, and it collapsed to the ground, gradually turning to ashes. All that remained was a final, agonized roar. Damn you, humans, I wasn't wrong. At the same time, the Trant warriors battling the players in the village also disintegrated, turning into piles of wooden debris that slowly merged with the earth. The battlefield grew quiet as the victory was sealed. Next, the system announcement rang out, congratulations to the players in Lower Nation, New Village, number 818. The Divine Tree's revenge across the globe has been completed. The Divine Tree Lord has achieved the first global personal achievement. You have received the first global personal treasure chest. This was the divine death manifested in the world, and this time, the Divine Tree Lord presented 2 choices to the man. At that moment, New Village number 8118 successfully withstood the Divine Tree Lord's revenge. All players received massive rewards. As they looked at their grand prizes, everyone immediately erupted in cheers, shouting, "We won!" The Divine Tree Lord was so strong, but we are strong too. The sense of victory and unity filled the air as they celebrated their triumph. Immediately, all the live viewers couldn't contain their excitement. Oh my God. The first global personal achievement, they exclaimed. Everyone received 200 potential points. Doesn't that mean everyone's leveling up? Plus, each person got 10,000 gold and free attribute distribution points. The excitement was palpable as the massive rewards sunk in, elevating everyone's spirits even further. What a stroke of fortune. At last, Somo has obtained the essence of the Divine Wood Spirit Master. With this, the materials to activate the Death God are finally sufficient. The experience and rewards from defeating the Divine Wood Spirit Master amounted to 100,000 experience points, propelling Somo from level 7 to a remarkable level 9. Immediately after, he prepared to activate the Death God. He had always been curious about the secrets this item held. Although Somo was unaware of what would happen upon activation, he resolved to proceed. As all the materials were absorbed by the Death God, a progress bar appeared before his eyes. As the activation progress began to move, Somo suddenly found himself unable to move. At that very moment, the entire green forest erupted in chaos. All the players immediately panicked. What's happening? Is it possible that this hidden quest isn't over yet? It felt as if something was approaching from the green forest. It was a sinister aura. Tuit Uyen quickly sensed it too. Above everyone's heads, a name suddenly appeared: the gaze of the death god. When caught in the gaze of the death god, no one could take any action. Don't look into those eyes of death. When you gaze into the abyss gazes back at you. Next, all players were horrified to discover they were completely immobile. Every command was rendered useless. As the sinister aura spread throughout the green forest, the swamp of death was engulfed in darkness. Players unable to heal themselves began to lose health at a rate of 5 points per second. Soon, everyone's health bar was wiped clean, and an endless veil of darkness swallowed their vision. No one knew what was happening. However, Dinghuo quickly regained his composure. Once our health reaches 0, we won't die. It's just that our vision is completely dark. Everyone, please be patient. After all, we've achieved the first global personal record against the Divine Wood Spirit Master. Perhaps the system just hasn't adjusted the parameters yet. Deep down, Tuyet Uyen was extremely worried. Muktan hadn't returned yet. Could this situation be caused by him activating some mechanism? Was he in danger? It didn't take long. The activation progress of the Death God reached 15. So Mo began to panic. What on earth is happening? What is this gaze of the Death God? As Sumo was gripped by fear, a pair of elongated eyes suddenly appeared in the sky. These eyes seemed to be staring deeply into the entire world of Kai Huyen. A wave of deathly energy erupted from those eyes, and the activation progress quickly reached 25. The eyes in the sky became increasingly distinct. At this moment, Somo finally realized that the owner of those eyes was none other than the Death God. Now Somo was completely engulfed in panic. Death isn't a boss that appears unless the apocalypse is near, and only in the hardest dungeon, Death's Temple. No one has ever cleared Death's Temple before, yet the apocalypse is already here. Could it be that I triggered Death's early appearance? Somo pondered, his thoughts racing. Although I'm familiar with the mechanics of the apocalypse, I know very little about Death. In the past, I didn't even qualify to step into Death's Temple. Just then, a strange sound echoed from all directions. Somo immediately recognized it. It was the sound of death itself. Could it be possible to summon the Grim Reaper earlier, Pornth? Though I am quite familiar with Tian Kai's cunning schemes, my knowledge of the Death God is woefully lacking. In my past life, I didn't even have the qualifications to step into the Hall of the Death God. Just then, a strange sound echoed from all directions. I realized it was the voice of the Reaper, the sound I had heard before my demise in my previous life. The activation process surged forward, and a hazy figure began to materialize before me. He was draped in a tattered cloak, billowing in the wind. That cloak seemed to connect with the eyes of death above, and moreover, the figure appeared to wield a gigantic scythe. In that moment, I confirmed that this figure was indeed the Grim Reaper, and panic engulfed me. The Death God had truly arrived. Was I destined to die once more? This was merely the beginning. Oh, the painful memories of being slain by the Reaper flooded my mind. I wanted to resist, yet I found myself ensnared in this binding. As the activation process reached 80, the Death God began to speak to me. The light had vanished. Darkness descended, the gods had fallen. Death God Long Tian, the young sorcerer, do you wish to live? I offer you a chance to join the Hall of the Death God. You shall become the Grand Reaper. The power of Tian Kai will exalt you. At that moment, the system's notification rang out. Do you accept the special invitation from the Death God to join the Hall of the Death God and become the Grand Reaper? All attributes will increase by 999 million. I was utterly stunned. Why would the Death God invite me? What did he see in me? Why choose me? What kind of plot is this? Since when did the Grand Reaper become a profession in Tian Kai? Such attributes seem utterly absurd. Just then, another system notification sounded. Option 1. Join the Hall of the Death God and become the first Grand Reaper under the Death God, but you will be deemed a traitor to humanity and the Divine Hall. All your reputation will be erased. Your system reputation will be nullified. You will become the enemy of all warriors. You will be plunged into eternal darkness. Option 2. Refuse to join the Hall of the Death God and you will be killed by the Death God for provoking him, losing all your items, equipment, and your level will drop to 0. At this moment, I was completely bewildered. This was utterly terrifying. It felt as though heaven had fallen from the sky. In truth, Both choices are fraught with difficulty. The first option seems to offer great rewards, yet it clearly leads to becoming an enemy of humanity. The second option, however, would result in the Reaper striking me down, reducing my game rank to 0. All my hard-earned rewards would vanish into thin air. After enduring countless trials to acquire the legendary armor of the evil dragon, I realize that there won't be a second chance. This dilemma truly leaves me in a quandary. At this moment, the activation process has unexpectedly reached 85. It's simply overwhelming. The man suddenly finds himself blessed, receiving the legendary equipment now unsealed. Just as the Reaper presents his choice to Somo, he grips the scythe impatiently and states, "Young mage, speak your choice." Seeing this, Somo clenches his teeth, instantly deciding to adopt a strategy of evasion. This choice demands careful consideration. Somo cannot betray humanity. He cannot allow demons to rampage unchecked. He decides to stall for time, waiting until the Reaper's progress reaches 100 before making a decision. The activation progress climbs to 90, and the Reaper can no longer sit idly by. The enormous scythe, stained with countless bloods, looms over Somo. "Speak your choice, mortal," he commands. Somo, undaunted, quickly interrupts. "All right, I'll tell you my choice." His gaze sharpens, like a saw cutting through the air. Powerful voice resonates. "I refuse." The Reaper is momentarily taken aback, then erupts in fury. "What, you fool? An insect is but an insect. To protect the light, you dare refuse the invitation of the void." Yet Somo stares defiantly into the Reaper's eyes. "So what if I'm an insect? Insects can have grand aspirations, even if their lives are as fleeting as paper. I refuse to bow before the enemy who has slain my father. Life and death hold no meaning if you have the ability. Then come, strike me down once more. Go to hell, fate. It is merely a chance to start anew." With that, the scythe descends, and Somo steels himself, thinking, 3 seconds later, I shall rise as a hero again. But just as the scythe is about to make contact, a beam of golden light suddenly descends from the heavens. Light strikes true upon the Reaper's scythe, causing it to dissolve into nothingness. Somo, who is prepared to face death, is taken aback by this unexpected turn of events, his mouth agape in shock. Then from the golden light emerges a deep, resonant voice. "Why does the Reaper dare trespass in this realm? Did you think I had no one to protect me?" As the Reaper begins to fade under the influence of the golden light, a mocking laugh escapes him. "Mikhail, do you really think you can save him?" Somo gazes at the figure appearing behind him, his eyes wide with astonishment. "Is that truly the commander of the Angel Legion?" "Mikhail, it really is him." Mikhail, the elite warrior under the Divine Temple, is the commander of the Angel Legion. This NPC is incredibly rare. The moment Mikhail appears, he launches a powerful punch at the Reaper. "Return to hell." As soon as those words left my lips, a beam of golden light, like a powerful laser, shot forth, piercing the eyes of the Reaper. Yet before the death god vanished, he left behind a chilling statement. He was the cursed one. "Sooner or later, you will join the death god Mikhail. Wait for me. When my essence descends upon your Angel Legion, none of you will escape." Shocked, I realized this was the power of the Divine Hall, the commander of the Angel Legion. A single blow had dispelled the threat of the death god. Divine Temple stands as the epicenter of two celestial forces within the realm of the Celestial Legion. On one hand, the Angelic Brigade represents the mightiest warriors of the temple, while on the other, the Temple of Death serves as the stronghold of dark powers. Now, I shall awaken its power. The drum of the Reaper does not merely summon the presence of death itself, but it also drew forth the great Mikhail himself. As the dark energy receded, Sumer instantly regained his freedom. The deep, resonant, and divine voice of Mikhail echoed once more. "Young warrior, your choice is indeed a wise one." Sumer hurriedly bowed, yet a wave of anxiety washed over him. The drum of the Reaper was activated once more, and he feared that this artifact would be revealed before Mikhail. However, Mikhail spoke unexpectedly. "Warrior, your choice shall be rewarded by the Divine Temple, should you succeed in this challenge. I, Mikhail, shall bestow upon you the title of Mage of the Divine Temple." Following that, a quest notification appeared. Legendary Quest Mikhail's Challenge. Eliminate 10,000 level 10 or higher undead monsters, destroy Tanao Fofis, annihilate the giant undead beasts. Completing this will unlock the second challenge set by Mikhail. At this moment, Sumer was utterly astounded. The title of Mage of the Divine Temple was truly magnificent. This title would undoubtedly be a vital asset for reaching level 100. Moreover, only with this title could one undertake the hidden quests of the Divine Temple. Sumer immediately nodded fervently, expressing his eagerness to accept the challenge. Mikhail then drew out a pendant, saying, "Warrior, this is the spoils I acquired from the Dark Demon. Now, I bestow it upon you, and I hope you will successfully complete the challenge. I look forward to meeting you again at the Divine Temple." As soon as the words left his lips, the pendant floated gracefully before Sumer, landing in his hands. Sumer was astonished to receive such a free artifact. He promptly examined the defective undead pendant. Unevolved, attributes made from legendary dragon bones, each piece crafted from dragon bones. At that moment, Mikhail suddenly soared into the air, stating, "May the light of the heavens guide you on your path to greater strength." As his words faded, Mikhail transformed into shimmering golden lights, vanishing completely. Sumer gripped the pendant tightly, his heart racing. The dragon pendant, a defective legendary artifact of the infamous evil dragon armor, was a treasure that only the greatest players of the past had ever possessed. It truly is invincible. I can actually acquire this pendant from the armor set. This is an unbelievable stroke of luck. If I can refine it into a legendary artifact, this rebirth will be utterly worthwhile. Once I possess the pendant, isn't it a sign that other components of the armor will soon beckon to me as well? Instantly, Sumer calmed himself, retrieving the drum of the Reaper. First, I must closely examine the item that nearly led to my second rebirth. What exactly is this Death's Hand Drum? Successfully activating the Death's Hand Drum grants a potential of 1,000 points. Upon activation, the player receives a unique skill level 1 Death's Hand. All skills of the Death's Hand increase damage by 100 and can stack with critical hit effects. The effect does not consume immediately and lasts for 1 minute. The cooldown time is 30 minutes. The effectiveness of skills can be enhanced by leveling them up. At this moment, Sumer's mind buzzed with excitement. For 1 minute, all attacks would deal double damage, and if they were critical hits, the damage would quadruple. Moreover, in this weather, only special skills beyond level 100 can upgrade this Death's Hand. It can enhance skills, proving that my reincarnation was not in vain. The Divine Descent is not forsaking me. However, what infuriates Sumer is that upgrading the Death's Hand requires a staggering 5 million experience points. At this moment, he truly felt like going mad. It was clear that he was being taken advantage of. I only need 40,000 experience points to level up from 9 to 10. Life truly is a series of joys and sorrows. Indeed, the price of strength is often extortion. Perhaps my level will lag behind in the future. No worries, I still have the treasure chest of the Divine Wood Spirit yet to be opened. Let's see if there are any more rewards. I must quickly level up to 10 to exchange for a new set of gear. The Global Divine Tomb Dungeon has been defeated for the first time. I've got it. Sumer's attributes soared right after activating the Death's Hand Drum. Sumer prepared to examine the loot in his bag. First, he decided to check an item named Wish of the Divine Wood Spirit. Instantly, a vibrant green tree creature appeared before him, the warrior. "Thank you for freeing me from my torment. I was once the lord of this land. Human warriors united against the demons, but due to my momentary greed, I allowed the demons to invade. Now, I'm about to disappear. There is one thing I hope the warrior can help me fulfill." Following this, the system displayed a quest. Do you want to accept the special quest? Miracle Continuation. Complete the Global Divine Tomb Dungeon without taking any damage and eliminate the new Apophis to receive abundant hidden rewards. Seeing this special quest, Sumer chose to accept it without hesitation. This mission shares a similar objective with Mikhail's challenge and can be accomplished simultaneously. However, Sumer knows that as soon as the Divine Descent occurs, the first invader will be the Destruction Legion, also known as Apophis. Not to mention the impending fate of humanity in the future. How can one prevent the emergence of Apophis, Smallvore? Right now, they must confront the final boss of this dungeon. Although its power has been drastically diminished, defeating it remains a formidable challenge. Moreover, the 3 minor bosses preceding it cannot be underestimated. In the past, only a professional team of level 15 with substantial investments could have taken it down. This game is not as simple as it seems. After that, Sumer opened the treasure chest of the Divine Wood Spirit Lord and the first personal chest, eager to see what rewards awaited him. Immediately, the system announced, "You have received 50,000 gold and 300 potential points." The first personal chest revealed a treasure of 100,000 gold, 500 potential points, a purple skill book applicable to all professions, and 1,000 reputation points for the shop. Seeing these rewards, Sumer was instantly thrilled. Oh my, a purple skill book for all professions. The 3x fire boots are decent gear too. This is amazing. Without hesitation, Sumer took out the skill book and chose to learn it right away. Skill 0 could activate an attack boost of 100 effectiveness, maximum duration 5 minutes, using a powerful soul force to create a reflection unit with attributes equal to 50 of oneself. Maximum duration 5 minutes, consumes 100 mana, cooldown time 30 minutes. At this moment, Sumer's eyes widened like saucers. In battle, he could summon a clone rune. Even in the past, this had been an invaluable item. As for the reputation within the human divine temple, it was safeguarded under divine protection, enhancing intimacy with the NPCs of the temple. He had to cling to that golden leg. Reputation within the divine temple was no ordinary task. It was clear that the more one had, the better. The higher the reputation, the greater the drop rate for items, and the higher the chance to activate hidden conditions. After that, Sumer opened the final global personal chest. Instantly, he revealed a pile of items, 300,000 gold, 800 potential points, 10,000 divine temple reputation points, 3 perfect identification cards, 3x fire belt, and the basic prayer benefit of the guild. He received a special quest, earning the title of Demon Slayer. A string of rewards left Sumer, once a novice, utterly astonished. He never expected to unlock as many as 8 items. The guild's prayer benefits would provide buffs to players, truly a bargain, as forming a guild later would offer early advantages. Furthermore, this title of Demon Slayer was tailor-made to combat evil monsters. This world was rife with demons, especially after the heavenly descent. The title of Demon Slayer would give him the edge he needed. Damage increased by 20 against evil targets, critical hit rate increased by 20, and immunity to negative status effects against evil targets also increased by 20. Looking at the overflowing potential points, Sumer was immediately excited. Next, he would allocate his points. As a mage, it was only natural to boost his power. He promptly allocated all his potential points to the mage. A violent mage with a fireball, one-hit Sumer quickly finished assigning his points, with his mage strength skyrocketing from 245 to 425. After that, Sumer chose to return to the city to activate his jewelry quest, planning to find time to do it later. The extraordinary properties of the armor were truly remarkable. Now it was time to return to the city to prioritize equipping himself. Meanwhile, at the resurrection point of the new village, players trapped by death breathed sighs of relief after their revival. Soon, they realized something. The wood god suddenly appeared. The group of players erupted in excitement. The wood god is amazing. Thank you for saving us. If you create a guild, I will definitely join. Seeing this, Sumer turned to bid farewell and said, "Everyone, make sure to level up. Let's strive to be the first players to reach the big city. Aim for the top." At that moment, in a research facility, Tian Kai, the commander, slammed his phone down in frustration. Damn it! How did the Lower Kingdom manage to seize the title of the world's first? This was supposed to be our glory. Johnson, report the current progress. Johnson quickly spoke up. We have successfully activated the vengeance of the Wood Spirit Lord, but after analyzing with other experts, we realized that our current overall strength is insufficient to defeat it. The commander was now completely furious. If we can't get through, then just forget it. Johnson smirked inwardly. This mission's difficulty exceeds what our current phase can handle. Countries were all provoked by the madness of defeating the Wood Spirit Lord, challenging each other relentlessly. However, our experience levels have plummeted because of this. Meanwhile, Sumer left the resurrection point and immediately headed towards the potion shop. He opened his mouth to buy 100 bottles of purified water and 1 bottle of holy water. The purified water cost 200,000 a bottle, while the holy water was a staggering 100 million. Despite having received a treasure trove of gold, the thought of evolving the cursed dragon pendant still made his heart ache. Soon, the alchemist packaged the potions and handed them to him. But Sumer noticed that the alchemist seemed a bit different today compared to before. He didn't think much of it and immediately began the evolution process. After all, he had never seen legendary-grade equipment before. As soon as the evolution succeeded, the pendant radiated a golden light. He was instantly thrilled. The golden light truly represented legendary quality. After my rebirth, I've become so fortunate. He had just received a perfect identification card. Finally, an opportunity to showcase his power had arrived. He quickly decided to test it out. Upon using the identification card, Somo immediately felt exhilarated. The attributes exploded. The traits surged forth, erupting with tremendous force. The confirmation notification rang out triumphantly. The cursed dragon chain had been damaged, yet it possessed legendary quality at level 5. It could enhance techniques by 70 mana, 120 overall elemental boosts, and 100 special effects. The Lord of Elements granted an additional 50 resistance to all elements, with an effect that increased the critical hit rate of spells by 3 billion, ensuring a devastating blow. Somo could hardly believe his eyes. Such a dominating attribute truly existed, a pendant with magical power surpassing even that of his own home. It also provided elemental boosts and resistances. With this disparity, he had far surpassed others by a whopping 150 points in elemental attributes. After equipping the gear, the power of Suomo surged to an impressive 595 points. Now, overcoming the challenges within the ancient divine tomb was no longer a concern. However, to complete the hidden quests and conquer the trials, he needed to put in even more effort. At that moment, bringing along a few incapable companions wouldn't be such a bad idea after all. Next, Suomo dove into a frenzy of monster hunting, leveling up with relentless determination. Upon completing the 28th round of the blacksmith's quest, a colossal fireball erupted in the sky. It trailed a long, fiery tail, leaving behind the mark of a saint across the heavens. Suomo looked up in awe as the gigantic fireball plummeted straight into the lush green land below. He couldn't shake off a chilling sensation as if something ominous was drawing near. It was the god of regret and transformation, Apophis.